Hello friends, my name is Masood. Today we shall discuss about topic that what is Android software development and coding or programming. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in Android development and you want to start or initiate your career in this field. So let's start, friend. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friends, first of all, we have to understand that what is Android. Friend, Android is basically a mobile operating system developed by Google, and it is based on Linux kernel. And basically nowadays many devices and organizations are using Android operating system for the smartphones and tablets, etc. Now the applications which are basically using Android development as a platform for software development. So there are so many developers are there which are using Android as a platform for the software development. Android is a very popular platform or operating system for mobile application development, and it is used worldwide as well. The key components of Android development, first one is the Java and Kotlin programming language. Two languages are very common nowadays for Android software development. First one is the Java and the second one is the Kotlin. Java is the traditional programming language which used for Android development, and the Kotlin is basically gained access and popularity in the recent year due to its concise syntax and enhanced features. So if you want to start or initiate your career in software development of Android, so I would request to basically first focus on the Java and then Kotlin. Integrated Development Environment or IDE. Friend, Android Studio is basically official IDE for Android development. If you want to start, you must have to download it, this IDE from you can just search it on the Google, and you can find this IDE or integrated development environment. IDE is basically just a studio, Android Studio, in which you write the code, compile the code. It has set of tools for building, testing, debugging Android, and also it has an emulator as well. Once you write the code, you can see it how it looks like or works in the emulator as well. Okay, so what you are doing, actually you are writing the software code here and you are reviewing the representation and that how it looks like in the emulator. Emulator is basically a representation, virtual represent, you can say a representation of your software code on the virtual device. This is the virtual device actually. Okay, emulator is just like tells you that how the code works on the virtual device. Then Android Software Development Kit or SDK. Friend, Android SDK is basically a set of tools provided by Google. Because Android is developed by Google, to create applications for Android, it includes libraries, debugging tools, emulators, documentation. Okay, so when basically you are working as a software developer, you need so many things, especially documentation, debugging tools, testing, etc. So all those things are provided by Android. Then application component. Application component means that the application architecture or the component of the Android applications includes, first one is the activities. Friend, it represents the UI components and the building blocks of an Android application. Then services, it performs background tasks without a user interface. Broadcast receiver reacts to system-wide events or broadcast. Content providers manage access to a structured set of data. Basically, these are the basic building blocks of the application components which are included in every Android application. Then the layout and the views. Android basically using the XML language. XML means the extensible market language. If you are a developer, you have definitely heard about the XML language. It looks like this XML language, and the basically XML used for defining the layout of the application user interface. Views are the building blocks for the UI, representing things like buttons, text fields, and images. So for building the layouts, we basically used XML language in the Android application. Then manifest file. The Android manifest.xml file contains information about the applications. That means the components included in the applications, permissions, hardware requirements, and the information about the Android. So basically think of this as an XML file which basically includes all the necessary or introductory information about the Android in one file, Android manifest.xml. Then resources. Friend, obviously when we are working on an Android application, it needs different images, strings, layouts. So all those things are basically stored in the res directory. Res means resources, short form of resources. This basically allows for easier localization and customizations of the app's appearance. So basically, like for example, the images which you are using in the Android applications are storing on the Android applications itself. Okay, that means Android application doesn't need to go on any remote server. All those resources like images, strings are already available in the Android application. Then activities and intents. Activities and intent, these are two basically main things separately. Activities are the entry points of the Android application. They represent the UI and interact with the user. Okay, this is called as activities. For example, you are inputting a text in input file. Okay, then or you are you are entering login information in the text field, for example. Also the intents are messages used to request an action from another component, such as starting a new activity or service. Okay, so these are the two things. Then UI. Whenever we talk about UI, basically we are talking about the user interface of the application. These includes widgets like buttons, text fields, list, input fields, etc. So all those things are considered as the UI or user interface. Then next is the data storage. Friend, we used SQLite for a database in the Android development. It is a database which already included in the Android development, and it includes external storage for files, SQLite databases for structured data, and external storage for files. So for storing the data in the Android development, we use SQLite. Then networking. Android applications often need to communicate with servers or other devices over the internet. The Android framework provides classes for handling network operations such as HTTP URL connection and async tasks as well. Then testing and debugging. Friend, Android Studio has very powerful tools for testing and debugging applications, which includes unit testing, UI testing, and tools for analyzing apps performance. So whenever you are developing an application, you can use those tools for before publishing and giving applications to customer. Publishing to Google Play. Once the application has been developed, it can be uploaded or published on the Google Play Store, and from where user will basically download and install the Android devices. Friend, we must have to remember that Android development is a very vast field, and it depends on your skill set and that how many time you are giving for to polish your skills, and whenever you are increasing your times for Android development, you will become more proficient. So you must have to study more advanced topics and libraries as well, so that your information, your skill set will improve. And in this video we have just given you a high level introductory introduction about the Android software development, so that you can get an idea that how you can start your career in the Android software development. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with the friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video.